to Sachin Tendulkar, who relived the 2011 World Cup win and shared his love for the beautiful game.
You know, it's always such a pleasure to ask questions of Sachin. You've won World Cup. Yes, it's a different one, but just talk about what winning the World Cup means. So, obviously, I mean, you can talk to us about that moment.
1983 was an important year of my life because that is when I saw whatever happened at the Lords. A World Cup in Kapil Dev's hands was a big moment. When I saw that, I told myself I want to be in that position one day. I want to hold a trophy in my hands, and that's where the dream started. I had to chase my dream really hard. I had to wait for 22 years. But I was prepared to go through all the grind, all the hard work needed, all the effort, all the sacrifices. I was all prepared to do that as long as my dream was accomplished. I cannot forget that moment when we landed in Mumbai and all of a sudden realized that, you know, the security was more to receive us to play the World Cup finals. I drove quietly in my car with my wife. I just followed the team bus, and the discussion was, I can't